Hello students, I Prabha Sharma welcome you to the next chapter issue of share capitals of class 12th accountancy. Today I will tell you about the meaning of the company, features of the company, kinds of the companies and the rules related to the one person company. The meaning of the company is an artificial person, invisible, intangible, and existing only in the eyes of law. In the eyes of law means it is incorporated with Company Act. Features of the company. Company number one feature voluntary association. Company is a voluntary association because the person those who are willing to perform a company can comes together for making a business. Separate legal entity. Company is totally having the separate legal entities than its own members. The both are to be treated separately, the company and its own members. Limited liabilities. The liabilities of the members are limited up to the holding of shares and up to the guarantee given by them. So, the guarantee amount is to be used only at the time of winding up, but the amount of shares can be called during the life period of the company. Perpetual successions. The perpetual successions means the death of the person, insolvency of the person, or you may say to the members, they may not affect the life of the company. Members may come, members may go, but the company will go as ever. Common seal. Common seal is referring the company cannot sign itself. So company has for its own signature a common seal, on seal. It is required to place by the official on the any documents maintained by them. So it is compulsory to know the work has been done on the behalf of the company. So that's why the seal is required. Transferability of shares. The shares of the public limited companies are freely transferable, can be transferred to any person. So, as per the articles of the company, the transfer of the shares is possible. May sue or be sued. That means the company, because having legal rights, legal person is also, artificial person also, having the rights to make contract with its own name. So, any sue can be done on the company with the name of the company and in any case of the breaching of the contract by the company. So it means the company has the right to sue as well as the other person can use the claim to the company legally with own name. Kinds of the companies. The company having unlimited company, limited by guarantee, and limited by shares. Three types of the companies are there. Unlimited companies are not available in India. So, but unlimited company generally means the liabilities of the members are unlimited. Personal property can be attached. So that's why this is not applicable in India, but this is also a one type of the company, nature of the company. Company limited by guarantee, the liabilities of the member is only limited up to the extent of guarantee, means the guarantee has been given by them. It may be vary to the members to the member. The liabilities will be arise only at the time of winding up when the company is going to close. In between the life period, it cannot be called. The company is limited by shares. The liabilities of the member is limited up to the face value of a share. If the value of a share is rupees 10, so they are liable to pay rupees 10 for a per one share. The types of the companies limited by shares. The company limited by shares further divided into three parts. Number one, private company, public company, and the one person company. The private company, as per the Company Act 2013, sections 2 subsection 60A, private company restrict the rights to transfer its shares. Means the private company cannot transfer on shares to anyone. But now you may see the public company, but the public company has the right. Second is the limit the number of members up to the 50. Now it has been extended by 200. So now you may see here the public company, the maximum numbers are unlimited. Next is the prohibits the invitations to the public for the subscriptions of the shares or debentures. But the public company promotes and invites the public to purchase the shares and debentures. And the private company prohibits any invitations or any acceptance of the deposit from the person other than its own members, other than its own directors and relatives. It means they provide the invitations to own members, directors and relatives, but public company can call to the other than this also. So there is a slightly the difference between the private and public company also. So the definition has been given onto the Company Act 2013 to the private company, and the definition has been given to the public company which is not a private company. It means the features of private companies are not applied to public company. Next is one person company. As per the section 2 subsection 62 the Company Act 2030 means the private limited company with only one person as its member. It means the one person company is operated by the one member, or it is always remain the private limited company. So these are the three types of the company limited by shares. Now, rules regarding the benefits of the OPC. OPC word is referring to one person company. Here the few rules are there. If these rules are not applicable to the one person company, they may not be operated in India. So these are the few, you may say the condition also. Number one, the OPC company, the person, one person, only the resident of India. The resident of India, what does it mean? That means the person who is living at least the 182 days in India. Only that person be the member of the OPC. Second is one person can form only one OPC. So means the one person cannot operate the maximum. The one person having the right to be the member of one OPC. The next is the condition its paid up capital should not exceed the 50 lakhs. Its average turnovers of the 3 years should not exceed the 2 crores. If they are crossing the 2 crores, that means that it will not be called as the OPC. The needs to convert to the private or to the public company. The next is that it can be formed for the business purpose only, not for the charitable purposes. It can be converted itself into the public and private company unless the 2 years has been expired and the date of the registration, and the conversion is also mandatory and compulsory when the paid up capital is exceed beyond the 50 lakhs and turnover exceed 2 crore. So these are the condition also, rules applicable to the member of the OPC as well as to convert into the, after exceeding these rules, to convert into the private or public company properly. Now the next, the benefits given to the OPC. Number one, OPC does not require us to include cash flow statement along with the final account called as the financial statements. Next is the provision related to calling the AGM means annual general meeting. Calling the annual general meetings, notice of the general meetings, quorum of the meetings, and the proxies are etc. These are not applied to the OPC, but they all are applied to the public company. Thank you.